Okay. Hi, everyone. So welcome to session 3 of Vision Quest. So today we're looking at identity and how our identity can create our reality. So we're going to do an exercise today called Identity Matrix, and this is going to be a bit of fun. So if you've got a pen and paper, keep that handy because you may need it to make some notes. And if anyone wants to volunteer, otherwise I'll just go through the process directly, so you can do it privately in your own home. And the ones that are looking at the recording, they'll be able to do that as well. So let's get started in talking about our identity and how we have different identities for different, how different identities can get triggered in different circumstances. So we're not all the same. And you probably can think of lots of things when you've been put in certain environments that maybe you're triggered into, let's say, a wounded child, or there is a protector aspect of you that shows up, and this is where our unconscious mind plays a big role in our identity and our belief systems. So those of you, I am running this live on the masterclass group, this session, just to show, because I think it's a really great process that we're going to use today. So I wanted to share it with the masterclass. But those of you who are part of the Vision Quest program, you will have a true choice ready. We actually went through this process of having a true choice and a vision statement ready to go. And that's what we're going to work with today. So those of you that don't have one, just think of something that you want to create. Think of an empowering belief. For example, I am a powerful creator. I am abundant. I create unlimited wealth. I think a powerful creator is a really good one to start with, so we can start general. But let me just give you some background about the identity. So we understand how beliefs can affect our reality. So how do our identities affect our reality? So I'm just going to share my screen, and I'm going to go to the slides. So here we are. So once again, I will say, clear your mind of everything that you think is possible. I think before we start any session, it is a really good idea just to clear your mind, be open to all possibilities. And especially the way we see ourselves. Often, and as I spoke about once before about the hero's journey, and we have a limited perception of ourselves, and that is the unconscious mind. To have an unlimited perception of ourselves. So that's where we're going today. We're going to push the boundaries and go into an unlimited perception of ourselves. As I had showed you in session 1 of, I don't have that on my board today, but of conscious, unconscious, superconscious. We have the 3 aspects of ourselves. So when we have the limited perception of ourselves, we're looking at the unconscious mind. So today we're going further. We're moving into the superconscious. We're moving into the unlimited perception of ourselves. So as I've said before, everything is created twice. Once in the mind and the field, and once in the physical reality. And today we are creating in the field. We are going to do an exercise where we are creating a new identity of ourselves in the field. The identity that I call the conscious creator. So let's go, actually, where I'm going to go to the workbook. Let's go to the workbook. The screen sharing has paused. Oh, that's disappointing. Let me just see what's going on there, because I am trying to share, resume share. Okay. Little screen sharing has stopped. Okay, so we're going to share the screen again. So, okay, it's back live on Facebook. A little technical difficulty. Okay, so this is the workbook. So Our identity creates our reality. Who we believe we are creates our experience. So as we were talking about our limiting beliefs, I'm not enough, I'm not worthy, things like that, that will create our identity. So when we have a desired end result, let's just say it's that we want a life that we love, or we want, let's talk about relationships. Maybe it's the end result is I want a loving, respectful relationship. But your identity is based in a core belief of I'm not worthy. And this may be a core belief that is triggered when in a relationship always, and this is probably affected by ancestral, what's happened in the family that you grew up in, or things that are passed down in the family line. So like, as I said before, there's a whole belief structure around how we see ourselves. But I want to keep it simple today. I want to keep it simple. When we are solving, and this is where we're in the problem solving identity versus the creator identity. The problem-solving identity is always going to attach to that limited perception of ourselves, that limited belief. I'm not worthy, I'm not capable, I'm not enough. This is where that identity is triggered. So this is why people don't get what they want. This is why we don't create what we want, because our end result is in conflict with how we see ourselves. Our end result is in conflict with our identity. So here is a great example. This is a great image. Our current identity is unsatisfied in the current reality. Let's just say, let's use relationships as an example. So in the future, you want things to be better. I want to be in a loving, respectful relationship. And in the current reality, you're unsatisfied with the current reality. You're observing the current reality as something that isn't appealing to you, which could be that you're single or you're in an unhappy relationship. So you're observing that. And your belief structure around that could be that I'm unworthy of a relationship. And there's also a belief structure maybe that all men can't be trusted, or relationships don't work, or there could be a belief about having to settle, that I can't have everything I want. So this is what is active in your current experience. And so in the future experience that you say, well, when I'm there, when I'm in a loving relationship, my life will be better. But you will not be a match to that desired reality, that future reality, if you're still in the emotion of the current reality and you're in the emotion of that identity of feeling unsatisfied, of feeling frustrated, scarcity, and not enough. Now, this can be, we're looking at relationships, but it could be about weight or health. It could be about financial abundance. It doesn't matter. The process works with all of it. If you are not a match to your desired reality, if you don't have the identity that matches that end result, if you don't feel like you are, you can be it now, that's the other term we can use, you must be it before you see it. So you must be that person that loves himself enough to be in a loving relationship. You must be that person that can see abundance in their life, or can live a life that they love. So, wait there, my dog is coming in. And yeah, so the identity will always reject the future, because it will mean the death of the old identity. So we have a number of different identities in, it's not saying that we are multiple personalities, but we have a number of identities, and you could actually probably think of it in certain situations. Like, for example, if you're very comfortable with your family and you feel confident and you are the life of the party in your family, but then, for example, in the work environment, when you are requested to stand up and, let's say, do public speaking or to do a presentation, you will revert back to, this is an example of maybe a wounded child that experienced ridicule or a negative experience in their childhood about standing up and being seen. So someone who's confident in one environment, but then in another environment, they trigger another identity. And so this is what plays, you know, if it's about money, maybe your identity is that I'm not good with money, and that could be a family belief. And so this identity that we are not people that have a lot of money. That could be a whole family ancestral, and it goes back. We are not wealthy people. We are middle class. Life is a struggle. That could be your belief system. So it's going to be really difficult to live a life where there is financial abundance and ease. If you come from, going back to relationships, it's the same thing. So if you have this identity around this result, it's going to be really difficult to move into that end result. And that's the problem solving reality and the creator reality. And so that's simplifying it. But obviously, when we work together as a one-on-one coach, we do recodes where we actually go back into ancestral and look at the identities, like the protective controller, which is the aspect of you that wants to keep you safe. There is the wounded child or the inner child, that there's aspects of that. It goes back to feeling insecure, or there could be other emotions attached to that identity. Could be the perfectionist identity, that everything has to be right before I start, so you never get started. So these identities get triggered by whatever situation you're in. And hence, whatever's not showing up in your life, obviously things that are working in your life, your identity is a match. You know, people that are like, I'm worthy of love. I'm worthy of a loving relationship. And you observe those people that have wonderful relationships, or those people that find it really easy to make money, or they're really easy to create wealth. They have an identity that identifies with that. And that's something we're going to look at in the identity matrix. So all is possible for you. All is possible when we actually become conscious, when we actually become the conscious creator. And as I spoke about in session 1, when I went through the conscious, unconscious, superconscious, the 3 levels of our being, when we become a whole being and use all 3 parts, this is where we can tap into the infinite intelligence of the superconscious. And that's what we're going to do today, because in the superconscious, there are fields of existence of people that have created beautiful, wonderful, loving relationships. There's identities of people that have created amazing wealth. There are identities of people that have created healing and health and wellness. And we have the ability to tap into that field and bring in some of that wisdom into our field. So when we do a recode, when we go into creation mode, we go through a process of, this is what I want to create, and what is the feeling in that desired result, that end result? What is that feeling? What is that emotion? What does that person look like? And then we can come back to where we are today and the difference. And we can see, well, that person feels successful, that person feels confident, that person feels abundant, life is easy, there's no stress. So that is that person in that environment. And then when we come back to the present and we look at our current reality, and we say, well, how do you feel in the present time? Because you're probably observing a situation that you're not happy with in that polarity universe. You're observing something that you don't want. And that is where we are looking at, maybe I feel lack, maybe I don't feel confident, maybe I feel life is hard, or success is a struggle. Like there's many, but I'm not enough, I don't know enough, I'm not enough, I haven't got enough to be that person, you know. So you're waiting for the situation to change before you can feel it. But it's about feeling it now. It's about feeling it, you know, as a young child, if you had the belief, this absolute confidence that I'm going to create this, and you carried that with you, how different would your life be? You know, as I have said before, we create a lot of our beliefs from 0 to 7. And so that belief system of I'm not enough, I'm not worthy, things are hard, or it's the messaging that we get from our parents that life's not meant to be easy, you've got to work really hard for it, and or maybe it's a messaging about relationships, maybe it's a messaging about health. You maybe observed difficult health situations as growing up. So then, or maybe there was a conflicting belief that when I'm sick, I get attention. So unconsciously, there is a need or a want to feel a certain way. Or it could be, there's so many. But this is where we can just pull in the identity that we want to be. It's about choosing. We can choose the identity that we want to be. We can choose who we see ourselves in that end result, because if we can see it and we can feel it, we can start bringing that into our everyday life, because there's nothing to stop us by living through the confidence of the wisdom from the universal field, from the superconscious. Like, because everybody started somewhere. Everybody started somewhere, and maybe it was just that thought that was then created into a reality. As long as you think it's possible, like the identity of all is possible, maybe that's something you work on today. I'm going to choose to become a powerful creator. I am a powerful creator. So that's what I suggest we work on today, and we'll work through that process with you. So let me just go back to sharing my screen and see if there's anything else I want to go into more detail about. So yeah, so the key to being a conscious creator. So this is from the workbook. For those of you that are doing the Vision Quest program, you will find this on the membership site on the website. So you will find this workbook. So being a conscious creator is being a magnet for what you desire. So that's the difference. So this is where structure is created. And I just want to go into structure. No, so structure is obviously that we are a match, that the resistance, the unconscious resistance, which are beliefs, sabotage programs, identity, all of these things that are held in our unconscious mind, create our resistance to our reality. So this is where when we go up to our superconscious, this is where we can give instructions to create a new reality. So being a magnet is having the thoughts and feelings of the identity and the end result. And the thing is, if you can imagine that end result and you know what you're like in it, it's like a message from your future self. It's like a message. It's like bringing back a message from your future self to say, well, this is what you need to do. And this is kind of the process that we're going to go through today. To be a magnet for creation, you must accept the identity that is allowed to receive and live the end result. That's perfect. To be a magnet for your creation, you must accept the identity that is allowed to receive the end result. So this identity, the one that is feeling unsatisfied, frustrated, scarcity, that person, that identity is not allowed to receive the end result of being happy, satisfied, abundance, and feeling enough. They're too different. So it's like they're not allowed to receive it. And this is just the awareness that this is just a false construct. This is not true. And this is where we can actually see the possibilities when we go into the field and we look at other examples of identities that actually have made this work. So we're retraining the unconscious mind. We're retraining. So the key is, because we can control what we are thinking, we can control what our unconscious is receiving from us. So because we can control, and this is where we have conscious thoughts, this is where we become conscious. So we can control what we're thinking. And when we become conscious, we can pull ourselves up and say, okay, so that is that old trigger of I'm not enough. And we can go back in and retrain. This is where we retrain the unconscious. And this is where we give new instructions to our unconscious mind. Because when we realize that a lot of those beliefs are just from childhood, they were something like, you know, you weren't allowed to get something at the shop and your parents said no, and you've go, well, you know, I can't have everything I want. And there's a belief structure that you've created to allow how your place in the world. So it's now as adults and conscious adults that we can now retrain our unconscious to create a life that we love. If we spend long enough sending new instructions, so consistency and being repetitive, our unconscious will become a new point of orientation. So the more we retrain, the more we pull ourselves up on this old way of thinking. So this is where we can do it early in the morning before we get out of bed. We can actually go through what the exercise that we're doing today and be it. We're going to pull in the result of being it. We can then create a new reality. We can create a new identity that exists. We create a new link to an identity. And then during the recode session, and we'll do this in the next session, if you're doing the Vision Quest program, is we will be doing a recode where we're bringing everything in together. So the unconscious, this will become a new point of orientation and you will be your new identity. So that is the key. So let's get started on the exercise today. I'm excited about doing this. So I'm going to go through, if you've got a pen and paper ready, that would be great. And I want you to write down, what do you want to create? What is the choice? What is the choice? So maybe you'll write down something that you want to create, and what is the identity? So we're actually trying to move into the identity of the person living that end result. What are they like? So I will choose one of our orientation choices, which is I choose to be the dominant creative force in my life. So that's my choice. And my belief about myself is that I am a powerful creator. So that is what I'm going to work on. And you can work on the same, because I'll be going through that process. I am a powerful creator. And I've got the matrix here. I've done it on the whiteboard. So I will stop sharing this. And this is the true choice. So the true choice I'm going to work on today is I am a powerful creator. And so as I say that, you know, some resistance will come up. There'll be, in my unconscious mind, there'll be old belief systems, you know, with I'm not enough, or you know, you're not worthy, like there'll be I'm not capable, or there'll be old thought pattern, old stories that we tell ourselves, that why I'm not enough, why this is, you know, unconsciously. So I'm going to go back to share the screen, because this will be a bit more interesting. So then we write down what our true choice is. And then I want you to write down, what does it feel like to be in that end result? What are the feelings that that person has when they're in that end result? Is it feeling of abundance? Is it feeling of love? Feeling of fulfillment? Do you feel confident? Do you feel ease? Do you feel successful? Do you feel there's no stress? So I'm just going to just let you close your eyes and think about that end result. Move into it. Just close your eyes, move into that end result. And I want you to feel what it feels like to be in that end result. Feel, what does it feel like to be in that end result? I'm just going to bring up the PowerPoint presentation again. Accidentally closed it. Okay. So what does it feel like to be in that end result? So write that down. And I'm going to go to structure, the identity matrix. So what does it feel like to be in that end result? And then I want you to think about that person in the end result and what values do they have? What are their values? What's their state of being? And what beliefs does that person in that end result have about themselves? Maybe it's the opposite of some of the feelings like I am enough, I'm worthy, I'm confident, I am successful, I'm abundant, I am loved. Just write down some of the beliefs that that person in that end result has. And it could be the opposite of maybe how you feel now. It could be very similar. But what would someone who's living that life, who's living that desired end result, what do they feel? So I just want you to write that down. So then you're in that creative, you're in that creative place. You're in that creative place. And now we're going to work on what we call the identity matrix. So I want you to draw on a piece of paper. I want you to draw on a piece of paper, just so you have in your mind's eye. And then we'll do a closed eye practice. We'll do a closed eye process. But I want you to actually understand what it looks like. So it's the matrix. So it's like if you're playing tic-tac-toe. So you draw the two lines and a cross. And in the center is you. In the center of this matrix is you. And as I put on here, this is your true choice. This is your I am a powerful creator. And that's the identity that we're working with today. I am a powerful creator. So I want you to hold space in the middle. So the first square that we're going to work with, so I'm just, while you are still open-eyed before we start the closed eyes process, I'm going to walk through this. So this is 1 at the bottom left-hand side, which is the bottom. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So just so you know, so when you close your eyes, I want you to imagine that you are standing in this matrix and you are facing forward to go to. So this is you and you go facing there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And so you will understand that better as I talk you through this process. Okay, so I want you now to close your eyes and I want you to see yourself in this matrix. This is sacred geometry. We're working with the field. We're going to access identities in the field and we're going to bring it in to your field, your reality. So I want you to close your eyes. And I want you to take a deep breath in and out. And I want you now to see yourself standing in the center of this matrix. You're standing in the center as you are in the present day. And I want you now to think about the first square, and I want you to step into that first square, number 1, which is the front. Actually, if you're standing in the center, it would be the front right-hand side. And I want you to close your eyes. And as you stand in that first square, I want you to think of someone that you know who has a better perspective of this situation. Just someone maybe that you know personally, just someone that you know in your life that actually has a better understanding of how to be a creator. Maybe they've got a few things, they've been able to create more in their life. They've got something that you'd like to bring in, but you see they obviously have a better perspective of this situation than you do. So I want you to stand in there and just feel into the field of who they are when they have this better perspective. It's not about becoming someone else. It's about just seeing life through the eyes of others and then taking the essence of that identity with you. So I want you to stand in that first square, the first right-hand square as you step forward. Someone I know, it's just someone that you know that has a better perspective about this situation than you do. Just want you to think of them. I want you to think of them. This is a closed eyes process. So just think of them in your mind's eye. I want you to think about the things that they believe about themselves or how they, and what you would like to, so, you know, when you say, oh, gee, I wish I was more like that. That's what I'm getting at. So you're just sort of taking that essence of the things that you'd like to bring into your life from that person. So we're going into their field and bringing that essence of that little bit of a different perspective. And now I want you to step back into the center where you started and bring that essence with you. Superconscious, please ground this new essence from this identity and bring it into the current reality, and ground it into the universal physical matrix. Thank you. And now I want you to take a step forward. So you've brought the essence of that person that you know better, and now you're going to step forward into the square that's right in front of you. You're going to step forward. And you're going to move into, this is a fictional character. What fictional character, could be from a book or a movie, that has a superpower that you would like to embody? A fictional character that has a superpower that you'd like to embody. And I want you just to embrace that and just feel that you're embodying this superpower in the field. There's this essence there, this superpower, this magical power that you're bringing into your current reality. And you bring it with you. Now I want you to step back into the middle and bring this with you. Superconscious, please ground this identity, this essence into the physical matrix of the universe. Thank you. And now I want you to just feel into that power and just sort of in that center square, you're feeling you've got the essence of that first square of that person that has a better perspective. Now you're feeling the essence of the superpower. And I want you to feel your field grow. Feel the expansion from your heart space, that you're creating a new identity. You have the skills, you've got the know-how, you are gaining wisdom from the field. And now I want you to step into the front left-hand corner. And here I want you to feel the essence of a family member or benevolent ancestor who wants nothing but the best for you. This loving family member or benevolent ancestor, maybe someone that's passed, maybe it's even someone you don't know, but all they want is for you to succeed. All they want is for you to succeed in this goal of I am a powerful creator. They want you to create this life that you love. They want it for you. And I want you to feel this love of just this cheering you on, this absolute love and affection that they want the best for you. They want you to achieve. If you can't think of a loved one, I want you to think of someone that you love unconditionally, Could be your child, your husband, it could even be a pet, but this love that you have. And I want you to bring this love that they want absolute best for you. And I want you to bring that into the center. And I want you to feel this love move through every cell of your body. Every cell of your body. And just to feel it, that you have now got this new perspective. You've got a superpower. And you have this unconditional love and support of others wanting you to succeed to your fullest potential. And now I want you to step to the side, to the left. Actually, to the right, if you're stepping to the right. And this is to your wise counselor. I want you to choose someone. It could be someone you know. It could be a thought leader, a spiritual leader, someone who you would love to access and have their wise counsel. Could be, someone that you follow online, someone that you wish that you had on speed dial, that you could take their wisdom. They're wise, maybe a Sadhguru, maybe a Greg Braden or a Joe Dispenza, or whoever it is, someone that you find there's wise counsel. Wayne Dyer, someone that you can gain access to their wisdom. And I want you to feel the essence of that field, of that person. Essence of that wise counsel that you can call on at any time. Now I want you to step back into the middle. Having this wise counsel, you have access to this at any time. Super conscious, please feel the essence of this wise counsel, that you have access to their field and their wisdom, and ground this and create this new link to this field at any time. Please ground this into the physical matrix. Thank you. And now I want you to take a step to the left. And now we move into like a role model. This could be a celebrity. This could be someone you know, someone who has succeeded beyond what you could imagine, someone who is succeeded. They've really done amazing at whatever you want to achieve. And you can see they are amazing, powerful creators. And remember, we're not taking all parts of their life. We're just taking their aspect. We're just sharing and having access to their essence of being a powerful creator. Could be someone that you've observed that has created effortlessly, or even just effortlessly to your observation. And I want you to feel into their field. Just feel this level of like they are creators of every aspect. They understand why they're here, and they can create effortlessly. And feel into that field of abundance, that field of ease and flow, that field that they understand the universal laws and how to create from that space, from zero space. They know how to create. And I want you to let this essence run through every cell of your body. And I want you to repeat in your mind's eye, I am a powerful creator. And as you say it, it's like you're drawing in the essence of this creator within you, into your field. You're getting the knowledge, the know-how. You are becoming the powerful creator. And now I want you to step back into the middle, and you're bringing this back into your field. Super conscious, please anchor in this essence, this feeling, this wisdom, this creative force, bringing it into your field in the best and perfect way. Thank you. And now I want you to turn around and face the back of the matrix. And I want you to step into that back corner, the back left-hand corner. And in this field, I want you to grow yourself younger. In this field, I want you to grow yourself younger to a child to about age 3 to 5, somewhere between 3 and 5. And I want you to see yourself lying in your bed at that age. And I want you now at that age to make a decision. I want you to grow yourself younger. You will know how, but it has to be younger than 5. 5 can be the youngest, but you grow yourself younger to a point where you feel like you can make this choice before you made the decision that you were not powerful. And at this younger age, I want you to imagine that you're lying in bed before you go to sleep and you have this epiphany that waves over you as a young child. And I want you to see yourself as a young child and you say, I am a powerful creator. I am a powerful creator. And as a young child, this wave of knowingness, because this young child is now have access to that new perspective. It has access to the superpower. It knows the love and affection and the support of your ancestors, of your benevolent ancestors. It knows the love. It has access to the wisdom of the wise counselor. And it has the essence of a pure creative force from your role model. And I want you to see these downloads go into your younger self. Go into your younger self as a young child. And as you may see it as this download that's just entering the little body through the mind, or an essence. Maybe it's a mist, maybe it's, you can see it, but see it be downloaded into your field as a young child. And it's now imprinted. I am a powerful creator. And now I want you, just feel that. It's shifting. And I want you now to move into the center, back to the center, and grow yourself older to the present day. Grow yourself older to the present day. And now I want you to step into the back middle square. And from here, I want you to imagine that you are you just a few steps ahead of where you want, what you're trying to create. You're just a few steps ahead, that you've made the decision and you're starting to see life change and come to fruition. You're just a few steps ahead. So from changing that belief, and you are now, you now understand that you're a powerful creator, but you haven't created everything that you want to create, but you now understand you are on the path. So you're just those few steps ahead. What does it feel like to be those few steps ahead? What does it feel like? What does it feel like to know that you have access to all this wisdom in the field, and that you've anchored it into your field, and you know that you can access it at any time? You know that you have access to the wise counselor, your superpower. You know you have love and support unconditionally. And you know that you have access to that new perspective, and it's easy. There's ease. And you have a memory of knowing that you've known this your whole life, that you've imprinted this new belief at a young age. And you step forward into this, and it feels good. Now I want you to step back into the center, and superconscious, please ground all memories that we've touched on today. Please ground them all into the benevolent and physical matrix of the universe. Thank you. And now I want you to step into the top right-hand corner. And in this corner, I want you to understand, to see yourself at the end of your life. I want you to see yourself as much older and looking back on your life as a creator and seeing what you created and seeing the shift from that moment in time where you decided and chose wholly and purely that you were a powerful creator, that you remembered who you are. I want you to look back on your life from this moment where you remembered that you were a powerful creator. And I want you to see all the things that you created and what it feels like to look back on your life, to see all of these aspects of yourself and how that you made that new choice. And you remember imprinting it as a young child, and you moved through life and you became the powerful creator you were always meant to be. What does it feel like to be at the end of life and looking back and seeing everything you've created? Do you have such peace, love for yourself, confidence, joy, ease? Just feel into what it feels like to look back and see everything that you've created with just love and joy and just pride. You were so proud of yourself, pride. And I want you now to step back into the center. Superconscious, please ground all memories that we've touched on today. Conscious, unconscious, superconscious, ancestral, quantum memories, tandem memories. Please ground future, past memories. Please ground them into the benevolent matrix of the universe. Thank you. It is done. It is done. It is done. And as you're standing into the center square, I want you to feel all of these aspects that you've touched on today swirling in your field, and they're just coming into your being. And you know that you have access to it. And I want you to feel this powerful and how different you feel from when you started. How different do you feel from when you started? And I want you to say to yourself, I am a powerful creator. I'm a powerful creator. And as you're creating, as you feel it, how different does it feel from when you first said it, when you were standing in the middle, before you had access to all these fields of existence? And you brought them all into your superconscious, into your field. And please anchor this into the physical matrix. Thank you. It is done. It is done. And now I want you to feel this energy and just drawing up beautiful energy up the soles of your feet, up the beautiful soles of your feet, up, grounding you into this physical plane. Drawing this energy up through the soles of your feet, your legs, your knees, your thighs, up into your heart space, where you can feel the truth of everything that we worked on today, the truth. And now I want you to step forward back into that version of yourself that is just a little bit further, that little bit further ahead. The version of yourself that is accepted and remembered that you are a powerful creator. And in your mind's eye, I want you to step forward into the shoes of that version of yourself that's just a little bit further ahead, and step in to his or her shoes, feeling that energy, knowing that you have access to all of these fields, have access to all of this knowledge and wisdom anytime. And I want you to say and repeat to yourself, I am a powerful creator. And when you're ready, you can open your eyes. So how was that? So please send me a message. Let me know how that felt. So you should feel a little bit different than when you started. And I want you can repeat this exercise every morning. You can repeat it before you wake up in the morning to draw in all aspects that you want to be, to know that you can be it before you see it. You can be the conscious creator. You are a powerful creator, and that you can step forward into the shoes. It doesn't mean you have had to have created it. It just means that you know it. And you can step into the shoes. You can draw on the knowledge of the role model. What would they do in this situation? What is the next step for me to create what I want to create? I can draw on the wisdom from my wisdom counselor. What is the next step that they would do? How would they see this situation? I can draw on that person who sees life from a different perspective. How can I see things differently? These are the questions you ask yourself. These are how you change your identity orientation. This is how you move into a creator identity, a creator orientation. Okay, so that is it for today. I hope you enjoyed that process. I personally love this process. I feel like it's very powerful, and the more you do it, the more that identity becomes part of your new orientation, and that you have access to feel into those fields of other creators. You have access to that. We have access to this beautiful field of existence. If you want a bit more information about the field of existence, go back to session 1, or we'll be talking more about that as time goes on. If we work together as a one-on-one coach, we work clearly on how to connect to our superconscious. I've loved working with you. The next session, if you're in the Vision Quest program, will be session 4, which is where we create our vision board. Those of you that are interested in this program, please send me a DM and I will contact you, and we can talk about how I can give you access to it. But the next session will be our vision board process, and that is where we would create a visual aspect of our vision so we can look at it, and then we'll be doing a recode at the end of that to anchor that vision into your field. I hope you enjoyed today's session. Keep creating, and I will speak or see you soon.